Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Food for Thought. And as you know, my channel is all about health and nutrition, healthy mindset, both mental and physical. Now, today we have a very, very talented and really energetic person on the call with us, Alka Satapathy. She is the founder and the CEO of Digiware Digital, and we'll get to know more about her. So, welcome to the channel, Alka.
Thank you, Utra, for having me on your channel, and I'm really great fan of you. I always say you do so amazing job. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you, Alka. So kind of you, and I'm really excited to have you on my channel. And every time I meet you, there's so much of positive energy that you create in the room. So thank you so much for that aura that you transfer. Well, again, that brings me to understanding more about how you started Digiware Digital. I understand that from a software engineer, you did get an opportunity to travel countries. And once you moved to here, Sydney, you came up with this idea of Digiware. So, can you tell us more about it? Because it wouldn't have been easy. It is definitely a struggle for everybody who goes through that kind of a journey. So, would love to hear more about it.
Thank you. This is a big question. Recently only I told one of my girlfriend that somebody said she's so lucky she could do marketing in this generation, and I said I have failed more times than you have even tried it. Actually, that fits in. Digivare wasn't just like it didn't just come out of like that. It was a journey that went eventually. As you know, I was into IT and I have worked with Sydney Trains over here on Australia too. But then I took a break for my child, and that is when the Digivare started forming. I started doing writing papers and writing blogs for different companies, and slowly, I built this marketing company. And I do believe that a person or a business only works with another one when they trust. And trust is so important. And the trust is what marketing people do. You can have a lot of products and services, but if no one trusts you, they can't buy. So that is the branding, and that's why I'm so passionate, because me as a person, I also believe that I need to trust somebody, or somebody should trust me. That loyalty and trust should be there, and that is what is actually marketing, and that is what driven me this passion. And journey has not been great. We have seen our ups and downs and a lot of things. Sorry, just give me a second. I was So journey had been lots of up and down. Like there have been failures, there had been people throwing me out of the contract. Being an immigrant, when you are not born and brought up in this country and you don't have any friends to rely on, and most of the friends are into working 9 to 5 kind of job, and you want to do something networking, you want to be into that network of business, it was a journey. Like there's so many things which I learned slowly. I grasped whatever step I could. And luckily for sales, my husband is into sales. He started his career as a sales, so there was always a support whenever I was like, "How do I approach? How do I tell them?" So there wasn't support there. Always a backhand helping me how to do pre-sales, all these things. But on ground, it has been learning, failures, learning, and I believe that it is always fail fast and fail forward. So I need to fail forward and faster to know that I should not do that and move to the next one.
Wow, that is tough, but I love the message that you've shared, right? Failure, and then that's taking you forward. That's not easy. It sounds very easy at this point, but when you had experienced it, it would have been extremely tough. And as you rightly said, when you're in a new country, when you don't really have a support or a guide in that industry that you want to venture, it becomes extremely tough. Now, thanks for sharing that story. And that's very inspirational, right? It does motivate a lot. But also looking at the other part of it, like as a mother, you took a break from a successful career. From our discussions before, I understand you come from a family which is always motivated and like go getter kind of an attitude that's there in your family. So, with that said, like, when you went through that phase wherein you had to move, like take a break from your career, and take care of the family, be with kids. Yes, being with kids is such a blessing, being with kids. And now you're blessed with that, after a struggle, come up with that organization, a company, that you're doing very well, in fact, in a short time being in the industry. But that whole phase when you went through that pause in your career would have been really tough. How did you cope up with it? And yeah, so if you could tell us what went into your mind at that point, emotionally and mentally, what were you going through?
See, Uttara, whoever is the woman has taken a break for child. Everybody needs to take a break, even if it is for 6 months, right? Pick up any woman and ask them when they're financially dependent. That word, particularly in today's generation, any woman who is financially dependent, they automatically give up a lot of things. Like, for example, before being financially independent, if you are going and buying a lipstick of $100, even if you know your husband is supporting and is not going to ask you to buy, you will not go and buy. I'm giving you the simplest example in the world that I can give you, because then I know the women, those who are listening, they can relate it to it. It's not that somebody has asked you not to buy or is going to question you. People might question you too. No one is stopping you, but an insecurity starts building up without you knowing it. I love my kids. Every mother loved the kids. And I took a more than 4 year break. And I'm very proud of my journey because that made me very close to my kids. Like I'm saying you, my one kid is 6 year old, one kid is 11-year-old. My 11-year-old has seen me with my younger one, so he knows how I was, and then he can relate how was I with him. He was with me for every shopping, everything. So he is so bonded to me. When we talk, there is a bonding, and the same bonding with my younger one, because for him, he has seen everybody, but he knows that I was present with him. Like even if I have to tell him, teach him something, I'll be sitting around, not get up from there, but my voice, he hears it. So that is there. Saying that, absolutely everybody loves their kid and to the moon and back and would do everything for them. But when we are doing everything for them, we build that insecurities, we build that one that I'm not earning. So slowly, as you grow that gap, as you be more stay home mom, you forget how to be confident and how to just say to somebody to do it. You are very confident at home. You take over the whole home thing. Whatever you say is happening at home, but that don't happen outside. So to come up that self-doubt, that whether I can go back. And then when you're going back, almost everybody says that you took a break, you put that in the resume, go back. It's not, I did not try, but it's not that easy. That break is a very big break because you're setting back. One, the technology grows forward and you're not educationally that much there where it has to be. Plus, the ecosystem with whom you work, they have moved forward in their career. They're in advancement. Like when you're working in the same place and you meet them for a coffee, you start again feeling that insecurity. Oh, I was working with this and I took a break. Now he's there, I'm here. That kind of things always built up in a woman's brain. I knowingly told myself, this is not going to stop me. That's fine. I have a setback, but I also have a purpose that since it's my for kids I did, I'll put my 1,000 more effort to breeze that gap. It is not easy. I have heard from so many women, this is a big mental thing, and we can't stop it. We will give birth, we will have that setup. It is not going to go away. As much as our environment supports us, does everything, it is self created, and self created things cannot go away. It is just that when you are going back, that is the moment what kind of people you are surrounded with. If you are surrounded with the people, those who believe in you and says that's okay, you can breeze the gap. If they say that's okay, you can start here, you can do, then you are always self-doubt is there. But is put more effort, you'll breeze the gap, put more effort, it's okay, just beat that effort. That is the thing. When that motivation comes and people believes in you, then you can do it. And the belief I had from my dad, I had from my mom, I had from my husband. These three people had been my stepping stone. Like literally, they have paved the way. Not, I'm not saying like in the business, but in my motivation, in my confidence, they have paved the way. They said, it's okay to be wrong. You're saying wrong, that's okay. Fine. How does the other person know that you are saying wrong? Say it wrong. Next time you'll learn and say it right. That crowd might not be with you, but it will be in another crowd. You'll learn from here and say it correct. Like that, I stepped over. And right now, with the confidence that you see me, you say me with positive things, it all came from there.
That's there's so much to take back from that gist that you gave me. One is I wouldn't have ever believed that you were low in confidence, right? You come across, I mean, you are so amazing at speaker. I have been recently in your cybersecurity awareness program that you had, and all the other events, and I've seen your reels as well. It's amazing, right? The messaging that you have for all of us and the way you speak. So hats off. I see that the hard work that's gone in there. And it also talks a lot about the passion, right? If you're interested in something, that passion that you have, you've come back with such a powerful message. Two is, well, I'm a strong believer in supporting and helping the men. And I also believe that behind every successful woman, there's a man. So I see
Yeah.
that you've had men supporting you, which is great. Uh, that talks volumes about the support system you have, and hats off to the men who have been supporting you, right? We really need to acknowledge them. So that's great. And yeah, and it's also about, I the other thing that I believe in is your critics are your best friend. So looks like, every time there was something going wrong and you had a critic there was that will to go back and say, no, I can do better, right? So great. So that's a lot of message, powerful message that we take forward there. Great. And then with that career break, a lot of women get really, really bogged down. And you did mention how you did cope up with it. But what are the other tips that you would want to give to people, like let it be men or women? These days even men take break because of various reasons. So what is that messaging that or tip that, or hacks that you'd like to share with us to get back into your career?
See, very important when getting back to career does not start on the day you decide to get back. It starts at least couple of months before. So it is very important that the people you are surrounding yourself with, the right people at right time is always if well, I always say, if and the toxic people at correct time will always pull you down, or toxic people at wrong time will definitely pull you down. So if there is a plan to go back to work, or to start a side hustle, or to do something, you have to be surrounded with similar people. Like suppose you want to go back into working as a cybersecurity. If you're working with cybersecurity, before going back, start building that community of cybersecurity people around you, or somebody who is related to that. And then suppose you're going back to do a side hustle, start meeting for the coffee catch-ups and see what people are doing, what you can or where you can fit in. It is very important that you have to be in similar community to grow forward. It is not competition. It is like, how you say a queen fixes another queen's tiara. It's just like, even if it is a man or a woman, does not matter. Your community should be the people who can actually give you knowledge. I always believe that competition is there. Yes, if I take your client, you take my client. If there is a job role, both of us are applying, it's a different case. But if that job role is meant for me, meeting my skill set, both of us apply, does not mean that if I get or you get is going to be a competition. Obviously, there will be another one for the other person or for me. Now, coming back, this is tip number one, your community, and then also start organizing your life according to that. Suppose you're planning to go back to work 9 to 5, start making your life around 9 to 5 job before that. Because the moment you join the work, people are watching you. You cannot say there, oh, I've just come back to work after 6 years or 4 years or 6 months and I need time to settle down. Start settling down a month before. Even before you have your first opportunity, start settling down. Make your life 9 to 5 is the time. If I want to do studies, I want to do certification, anything, I want to be this 9 to 5, 3 days, giving back to me. So when I am in that role, I'm not coming back and complaining, oh, I have worked so much, I'm not used to it. Whatever we manifest, the moment we say, it is going to the universe, and universe is going to give me back. So the moment you say, oh, I haven't been used to it, you'll never be used to it. The moment you start preparing and say, okay, I will be used to it, I will do it, universe will give it back to. So these are the two tips I always give it to people, those who are going back. First, your community. Second, start setting your routine to the one, whichever you're looking for, side hustle, whichever is the routine. Once you have the community, will understand their lifestyle, start putting that into work, into your lifestyle, and
Wow, I
manifest.
love that. I love that. That the one which you said about setting yourself, prepare yourself much in advance,
Yes.
so that the day you start your work or the day you start your business or whatever that is, you're already prepared. Your body, mind, and people around you are set, right? You
Yeah.
set them and prepare them. Let it be your kids, your husband, your family, or even your friends. You prepare them that this is your routine, right? And yourself. So I think that's amazing. And also the other one is when you said what you say, that just manifests. So just say
Yeah.
what you actually want to do or going to do and what you actually want. So that's great. So what you talk, let's go back and manifest there. So great. Thanks, Halka. Those are great tips and hacks. And I'm sure a lot of them who are watching this, have a lot to take back and practice on that. And one last thing that I'd like to ask, yeah, a mother, successful business owner after a big break, I would say, and in a short span. So that's amazing. That shows a lot of work that's gone in, and we understand some of those tricks that you really worked on by sharing. But also, the other part of you is community work, which you don't talk much about, but you do a lot in the community. You're part of Lions Club as well. So tell us more about that. And also, what's the message that you'd like to give to the community?
Community is very important because when I came here, I did not have a community, and I have built this slowly. So giving back to society is important. So my dad once told me, not once, he believes that if you give back one, you get five. So better you know what you're giving back. So I always make sure that I give back the right thing to the universe, to the community, to everybody, so that whenever it is not that if I give to Uttara one, Uttara will give me five. It is if I give Uttara one, somebody when I need it will give me five back. The right, so that is one thing. Plus, see, we grow together, right? We cannot grow alone. We are not a wolf here. I mean, not a lone wolf. We are a herd of pounds, like literally charging forward. So for us to grow together, we have to build that society around us. I do a lot of work around community. Founding member of Lions Club over here, and Lions Club has done so many things. One thing which helped me to connect with them is I have a I have somebody in the family who is suffering a lot into pediatric oncology, and I just went once. I've never been there again. But the day I went, I saw there is an iPad and there is a headphone. And then Lions Club has supplied the iPad and headphone because they under chemo cannot go out of the room. Stuck to
Okay.
2 year, 3 year baby, stuck on the bed, whole for a
Yeah.
year, that is such a big thing. So small thing connects you. And I also do work with Harman Foundation, helping them to get some funds or awareness is my zone. So help them with the branding and to make people aware of what they're doing. Even for the small things, I like my kids to give back. Like I make them collect the toys and that they don't want. And I specifically tell them that we are going to donate it. They ask, why not sell it on the Facebook? I said, no, we'll donate it. It's okay. I'll give you that
Right.
money if you want, but let's donate it. Somebody would be happy to use it. So we go to Salvos, we give their donation there. Or sometimes I like to do book drive. I just put the book outside. I say, whoever wants it, please take a book. Or if you want to give us a book, this is my age of the kids. These are the things they're reading. Just drop the book in my door. There's so many things, and I believe that reuse also is a very big thing, Uttara, when we're talking about community. If we can reuse, one-time use is not my thing because, as I said, everything is going on waste to the universe. Like if I say I'm using one time, people will use me one time and leave it. So it has to be a relationship. So everything that you own has to have a relationship. And if I can give something if I'm not going to use something good, which is still good, I can give it back to community, then why not? If somebody can use it, you never know who needs at what time that particular thing. There are so many DV cases where people are running away, leaving the bad marriages, moving out in the middle of the night. They might need a freeze. I have an extra freeze if I want to give it. They might need a couch, or they'll be feeding mom might need my feeding chair. There are so many things which we can give back to community. I always believe that. And there are sources. If you really want to reach you, anybody, whoever listening, if you really want to give good things to the community, to the people, those who really want it, I have sources who really needs it. We can always reach and give them.
That's great. That's great, Alka. And yes, I've seen the lovely work that you've been doing for the community, and it's such a pleasure knowing you. So thank you. And I think this conversation's been great. Of course, we do meet quite often, but I think I carry forward more messaging and strong, powerful messaging from this discussion. And I'm sure a lot of my viewers do that as well. So thank you so much for being on the show. And for the viewers, if you're looking at rebranding, you're looking at marketing, you heard Alka, she is into that. She's got Digiware Digital, who specifically works on that. She's been doing an amazing job. So please feel free to reach out to her. And in addition to that, even when it comes to community work, are you looking at donating or being a part of a community? You want to know more about it. So feel free to reach out to Alka, and I would be sharing her details on the description box below. So yeah, great. Thank you so much, Alka, for being there.
Thank you, Threat. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Same
Bye.
here, and talk to you soon. And you will see you soon with yet another interesting and strong personality who's going to be on my show next. Thanks again. Thanks, Alka.
Bye.
Bye.